I was just going to come on, maybe for a little bit of battle infestation, because we had like 6 people in the voice call. I was like, oh, this will be great fun. It's great fun. Six people in the voice call. This will be like really enjoyable. We're going to do racing. Turns out racing was a little bit bugged with that many people, but you know, still good fun. Really good fun. Really good vibes. Oh my, that was weird. But yeah, okay. So I was just going to have an enjoyable time playing LU. You know. Okay, and I'm saving this for hide and seek. But yeah, I was just going to have an enjoyable time playing LU, you know, as you do. And then Brian, the lovely person that he is, hits me with the knowledge that it's possible to get up here, up on top of this. I have absolutely no idea how he did it. I wouldn't let him show me. He did offer in the end, after seeing how tormented I was going to be, and I was like, no, I do not want to see. I want to reclaim my honor as the person who knows the most about out of bounds glitches in LU. I need to reclaim this, and therefore I have been absolutely nerd sniped. And yeah, I've now got to forced by no one but myself. Okay, I'm actually bad. Forced by no one but myself, I've got to come up with a way. I really should have gone to an infestation and bought some. Actually, wait a second. Can I trade with someone from like a long way away? I can't. Dang it. I'll just give him 6,000 coins. Ah, well. It's not like I need the money. So yeah, basically the aim. This wasn't where I intended on going, but actually. Oh. Wait, do I just? Oh, I can just get through back there. Okay, it's not interesting then. I had hopes that maybe this would be behind some of the physics objects, but no, it's not. So, yeah, how am I doing this? I'm fairly certain he's coming up on this side. The thing is, there's a wall over here. There's an invisible wall there. And so, like, you may be wondering why I'm not checking the trees on this area, and it's because even like this is about as high as I can get. And even there, like that's not high enough, anywhere near high enough to get up there. Also, I'm now on 0 health. Vibes. So how do I... Where do I get this height from? I'm almost entirely certain this is using, like, having... So the other information I have is that it wasn't using the adventurer speed boost aside from getting from side to side, which does tell me which side he started on, which I made up to, and it wasn't this side, but you know, if I can find any way up, that would be good. Someone's I'm still in the voice call. Someone apparently just literally just walked off the edge in Dragon Battle, and is being informed he is now an expert on where the edge actually is. I love this community. Some good vibes. Okay. How can we get up here? So the things I do know is that, for instance... So, yeah. I know that this, like, I think it's technically very briefly standable. There is definitely some physics there. But it doesn't extend, like, through to here. There's like this above me. I don't think I can get up on it. I don't think that's doable. If I could, that would be a start. So, and the thing is, these trees, if these had normal tree physics, I'd be up here in about a second, but they don't. I don't know. I don't think I can even get on top of this. Like, these just all have way too large. So, like... So, like, you can get on top of that one branch, which might be a nice start, but you can't get anywhere once you've made it there. So it's like, what's the point of that? I may at some point actually have to cave and ask Brian. Thing is, I just don't see a way of like this. So, is the challenge to get past that wall? Because that could, in theory, if there's physics on the other side, that could be possible. Normally, this would be the point where I'd go out, where I'd get a jetpack on and go out of bounds. So I'm going to try and do this legitimately from inbounds. But yeah, also, huge shout out to Brian, because he's come up with quite a few. He's come up with quite a few out of bounds glitches as of recently. Like, or not out of bounds glitches necessarily, but like just like tricks. He's come up with quite a few. So yeah, huge props. So like, I think it extends out almost the whole way here. Okay, this is going to lose me some money, but you know what? It's worth it. Worth it for the debugging. So I mean, most of the way there, I've guaranteed there's an invisible wall. Yeah. Okay, so that's entirely invisible walls. There's no way of getting around there. I don't think anyway. At least I can see. So let's just start to narrow down what it could be. I feel like the trick has to be gaining height. I don't see where you can here. Don't think you can get on. Like, all of these trees have hitboxes that extend a lot higher than their visual mesh. So if I could get on top of these trees, I think it would be easy. Yeah, like, even here, I'm not up any higher. Like, this isn't standable. You just slide right off. Underneath something there, so that has separate collision. That branch appears to, at any rate. Wow, I keep dying here. Yeah, I am going to go. I'm going to go through a lot of money like this. I'm hearing noises of people dying to the dragon. Meanwhile, I die to my own hubris. So like so you can jump on the cars on both sides, but I don't see that helping. I don't think that gets you high enough. So like the areas we've mapped out we can get to. We can get on top of this car. We can get on top of here. We can get on top of this ledge up here. I said we can get on top of this ledge up here. Don't think there's any clever thing I can do to get on top and like clip into or through that. We don't have the height for like jumping unless we go out here, but even if we do, we don't have the height to jump up to that. We don't have the height to jump on to any of those things. We can't jump this way. So I'm not going to be too picky about this. If I don't come up with the way to it, I will ask. But I do want to give this a good go first, and that's what this video is going to be. And I'm recording this so you all can share in my pain. Or arguably revel in it. Just very confused. But yeah, I mean, this is going to be incredible in hide and seek in the future. So confused. It's like there, like here you can. If those trees over there had the same physics as this tree, like I would be up there in a minute. The penny of the name Nunchuck just dropped for someone. I do love that battle, you. You will just keep discovering. See, I don't... Get up here. I'm not seeing anything I can use to get up here. Unless there's a long jump I can do to get up somewhere there. No, there isn't. It's not this side because I just hit that tree. I may have to give in. So I don't see this. I'm going to quickly unmute for them. The correct name for every pet is Doggo. Also, Brian, I want you to know this is currently destroying me. I still have not gotten it. No. I will have to ask for a hint in a second, I get, because I suspect I'm like barking up the wrong tree or something. Yeah. But if you give me too much one, it will just give it away, I assume. Oh, I was already doing... I already guessed that from where you were. Do you ever make it on top of a tree? Okay, that's helpful. Thank you. I'll go back to talking to the lovely people at the other end of this video and not wasting your guys' ears with it. Okay. Okay, so it's not involving a tree, which does narrow it. I mean, I felt I'd gone rid of most of the trees as an option. There is a tiny bit of physics there, which I think I am hitting. I think there is something. I think there is something that's technically standable there. It's tiny, but it is there. I suspect this isn't what Brian used though. We can't get up here. That doesn't work. I'm wasting so much money on this. It's amazing. Nope. Cannot. So it's not tree related. It's from the left side. Doesn't include any trees, and presumably, unless he's found something really cool, cannot get past there. Like, it feels like it has to be this area. It feels like it has to be something with this, but we're completely boxed in. People are coming and going in the time it's taken me to do this. Well, I say people are coming and going. People are leaving. Thing is, I don't even have a plan from when we hit there. Okay, so I guess that gives us a bit of information, because, like, even if I make it there, I don't think that's actually that helpful, because we've still got quite a bit of physics back here. I mean, I can just double-check, scout this out. Like, all the way up to there. I guess, in theory, maybe I could jump from there onto that ledge, up to the top. I strongly suspect there are walls in between many of those things. Okay, how? It's nothing like beneath, so I can't do something like this to get past. Yeah, so I should say there are definitely ways I could get up here. I can spring shoes up here. Like that, I can spring shoes just about anywhere, but that's not part of the challenge. Like, I want to do this legitimately. I want to manage this the same way Brian managed it. So it feels like it has to be. So normally with most challenges like this, the aim is to just try and get height. That's the heuristic you're going for. It's not always true, but normally the aim is to get as much height as possible and then try to get towards your goal. Okay, so I'm just going to take a look at this area, because there definitely is some physics here, but I seem to be hitting it incredibly irregularly, which maybe means it's not what I think it is. Maybe means the better physics is actually in a slightly different place. And I'm making myself a red herring. Which is entirely plausible. It does seem to be more centered on the actual thing itself, though. Because if I do this, yeah, then I get that smash early. Oh, I do know. No, I'll still be stunned for like a second. So in theory, I can jump off of that. It's incredibly tight, though. I'd be really impressed if that was what Brian did. Now that was a very tight window of timing. Hey, congratulations. Congrats, J-Man. Was just saying congrats on the level 27. Heavily confused ninja noises. That one cancelled out earlier than I expected. Someone's currently being pranked by the crab pet in Hernald Forest, which is a classic. He's not saying this. Yeah, I'm gonna have to admit defeat, I think. I'm sure it's gonna be something like I really should have seen. Especially the way Brian's talking about this, it's gonna be something just really obvious. But I cannot find it. So, okay. Alright, I'm going to have to admit defeat, Brian. I can't work it out. I feel like there's going to be something really obvious that I'm missing and I'm just being an idiot, but I feel like I've tested everything I can think of sufficiently to be certain that I don't think that's what you did. So there must be some. So I'm assuming you've just done something that I just cannot see, and is incredibly big brains. Well, I hope for my own self-esteem it was at least fairly big brains. Yeah. Oh, I'll actually turn the audio on so everyone can hear you too. Well, sorry, assuming, does anyone have an issue with that if I do turn your audio on and I record it? That good, J-Man? Oh, okay, no, apparently I have to pay Brian royalties if I put his audio in, so we won't be doing that. La la la, can't hear you, can't hear you. Yep. Yep. Oh, you can jump up. Wait a sec. Yeah, wait, Tim, where's the ledge you're jumping up onto? It's literally just the one right above me. There. It's like this one. Okay, so I'm here. I take like a step back. Okay. Yeah, so I try this. I just keep going up like that and can't get enough height. You're right there. Wait a sec. Oh, wait, you're... Wait, I can't get that far. There's like something stopping me getting there. This invisible wall. Can you walk backwards to me right now? Can you get down there and then walk backwards to me? Yeah. I can't walk through there. Like, you're just freely walking... What? What the heck? This is... Oh, this is interesting. No, we see exactly... Well, I'm assuming we see exactly the same thing. But, yeah, so literally, this is me walking as far towards that corner as I can. Right now. Like, you can walk further. Whoa! Okay, wait a second. I'm gonna relog, and then can you relog? Is it some maybe in editing? Like when you've I mean, are you using the latest version of your client mod? Or have you like done edits on its post maybe? Which could have interfered with this. I mean I was assuming you wouldn't have touched it. Spawn in and die instantly, okay, vibes. Because I mean well, okay, I feel a lot better at least. At least I know I wasn't completely being an idiot. Why do you not have... Yeah, I can't... This is, I'm walking forward, jumping. Yeah, there's no way I could fall behind that. Yeah. Yeah. Well... There's just a small area that you can get by. Whoa. Okay, wait a second. Do you mind relogging? I'm assuming it cannot... Oh, you've already have. You've joined Battle Instance and relogged from there. So... Yeah, so this so it has to be client difference then. So somehow there's... Something's gone missing. I just applied the patch. But this is the only thing that could do that, to my knowledge anyway. There being some difference there. Whoa. Okay, that's... I mean, the cooler thing is, what if it isn't? Wait a second, wait, okay, can you test something out for me? And... yeah, that won't... Can you come back down to the area where you were? And... can you, like... So, go where I am, take the tiniest of steps forward, like, into the area. Just slightly further, I think. Amazing. Can you double jump? Right there. Okay, cool. So I was wondering just in case there was like a ledge and somehow your character had gotten like slightly taller than mine, slightly shorter, something weird like that. Could there be something with the character physics model being offset slightly maybe? And so that the top of my head was clipping it, but no, it's not that then. None of that does affect the physics. I mean, I can try, but... okay, I guess, to the best of my knowledge, none of that should affect the physics, but clearly, I'm assuming it's got to be just an issue with... yeah, like, that doesn't change anything. I mean, in theory... okay. So, I mean, I guess it's worth trying out. Do you have a raw client you could apply the patch to? At some point. If you ever... oh, I wasn't even necessarily thinking now. If you do have a chance to test it out, because the cool part is, what if that doesn't change anything and you can still do it? Then we've got a really interesting question that there could be, like, some actually interesting, like, LU stuff, which is doing something with, like, loading and unloading of collisions. In theory, maybe it could be related to ghosting, even? So, technically, I guess part of the model could have been unloaded and for whatever reason didn't load in for you? Is the only thing I can think. Yes, I have made minor modifications to it at times, but, like, I don't think I've ever touched anything related to collisions, like, full stop. And also, I'd be very... like, it seems highly unlikely. It seems a lot easier to lose collisions than to add collisions into a specific place. And this, like, seems a place the devs would have tried to have collisions. Like, this, because, like, this is a, like... the wall I'm running into does prevent an out of bounds, so it seems that's intended. It seems unlikely I could have accidentally done that. Well, especially given that I've never intentionally ever touched a physics file in this. Yeah, that's a good point. What I mean... you do... I mean, you will have done some stuff with physics files with worlds. It's not letting... okay, so it is client different. Oh, that's... okay, it's a little bit disappointing if I'm honest. But, yeah. It's gonna have to be... okay, well, okay, I am vindicated, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, that's cool, though. I mean, it's good to know that, for whatever reason... oh, yeah. Oh, like, I can... I mean, you can go in, if you just spoof the checksum, you can go in and, like, completely re-edit the physics. And, like, yeah, there's so much stuff you can do to mess with the physics, because the thing is, yeah, the server in theory could validate it, but that was never, like, added, because that would have been so much effort to, like, run all of the physics and completely check it server-side. Especially given not all of LU's physics is understood. Heck. There's a lot I don't understand about it still. But yeah, okay. Okay! Wait, back to the original client. Oh. Oh, this is spicy. Oh. It could be. Ooh. Can you go into your settings and see whether or not any of your settings have changed? Because that will tell you whether or not LWO.xml has been updated. Yeah, just see if they're all the same thing. Because those, okay. Yeah, so those should most of the time, unless certain clients do things slightly differently, but most of the time those should sync between any clients you've manually installed. So yeah, and they do that. They do that by like one of the files. So if it were going to overwrite something, I'd expect when you loaded up the new clients, you didn't have any. You didn't have to like select to do the TOS, right? The term service in the EULA. That means somehow you managed. Somehow you managed to selectively unload one bit of physics. I why would that? Yeah.
Go for it.
Okay, well, okay. It turns out now, everyone, I'm paying Brian royalties. I'm scared how much these will be, but yeah.
Very
So,
expensive.
but I feel given we're now like both trying to debug whatever's happened here, I feel that it might be something more useful. Yeah. So basically, sorry to summarize, because you obviously wouldn't have heard the full conversation. Yeah, Brian went on the first client, which was his personal, like the personal client he uses. Then he patched another client with the changes, and that made this wall that I'm running into appear. And then he went back to the original client and can now not get back through again.
I'm gonna delete the client that I just patched and see if I can get it to work on the old client again.
That's not a bad idea. Yeah, so basically, the thing, and the other piece of information we have are that Brian basically relogged many times. Like this was a different account from the one he was on. He relogged multiple times, so it almost seems as though like that bit of the game, just when you booted up that one time, that bit of the game just didn't load into memory.
Yeah, it must be.
I'm thinking
it's still doing it on this old client.
Yeah. Okay, it makes sense. So we know there are areas of the game where upon loading a client, the particular file won't be loaded into memory. I think that's on load of the game. I'll have to check, but we know that is a thing because there's one vendor in Forbidden Valley who at least used to have a thing where they're like visually they're stalled into peer. So
yeah.
and that's the mesh. And that's to do with, and that I believe persists like throughout, like it's to do with loading the thing into memory. So once you've booted up, if it wasn't there at the start, it never will be.
Yeah. So it must have just been well, it's not the server side though, because it wasn't happening.
That's 100% client side, whatever happens there. The only other thing it could be is server side ghosting. But that shouldn't have persisted between relogs and between characters. And yeah. So that has to so somehow you managed to get part of the memory to unload, it must have been, or to like vaguely corrupt such that that thing wasn't there.
I guess so, and it stayed like that for a while.
That's the only thing I can possibly think, because I like stuff like that just gets loaded in when the executable is run. Like, there are lots of files in the game which never get read once the executable. Like, so if, for instance, I'm fairly certain, if I recall correctly, if I go in and edit a NIF file that I'm not using, it won't change until you restart the client, because like that loads in. That's the reason for the delay right when you log in. I know at least that's the reason the FDB. Yeah, is that the FDB loads in at the beginning. It maybe could be something.
Because even though I switched characters, I never restarted the client fully. Because I just did like switch.
Yeah, exactly. So it has to have been. So it was actually the client restart which did it, and the only thing that could be that is then messing with memory. So I mean, my real question is that on its own would be a little bit sus for speedrunning or for any like technical stuff. But what if? But I wonder if you did manage to do it. I wonder if that was there from the start. I mean, we won't be able to check this really because I doubt we'll ever replicate this.
That's unfortunate. We can't recreate it.
Yeah, but I wonder if that was there from the start or if that was something you accidentally somehow managed to trigger whilst playing. Yeah, because if the latter, that would be freaking cool.
It could have been triggered by some weird physics mess up in the racetrack, potentially.
Oh, that's a thought.
Because the racetrack is very temperamental, just in general.
Right.
So I know there was an interesting. So I had quite an interesting thing when I left the racetrack earlier, in the fact that a bouncer just flat out refused to work for me, which I found quite funny. Yeah. My character wasn't interacting with that bit of physics, but that was not persistent. But that's also really cool because there are like very, very few persistent bugs in LU.
Yeah.
I've spent a lot of time looking for them and have found like I think one bug with any persistence. Well, thank you very much for sending me that challenge. I was a little bit annoyed when it turned out that like you were interacting with some physics that or you weren't interacting with some physics that I was, but it turns out it's actually really cool. And then maybe
that was much more interesting than I thought it would be. I thought everybody else was just bad at platforming.
But I thought I was like completely failing. But I mean, also huge credit to you because like we could just not have noticed that.
I was gonna say, like, what are the odds that I just happened to be over there doing that? When that was happening.
Whoa, this is. Yeah, okay. You are now legally obligated every time you join the game from now on to try walking there. Sorry. just so I've got my daily mission to send people croissants. Your new one is to just walk into that corner.
And just make sure the walls are still there.
That's so weird.
That is very weird.
Oh, well, I'm gonna stop recording because we've now finished that mystery. Well, we've not finished it, but like I don't think we're going to find any more on it because it definitely seems to be memory-y. So anyway, for anyone who was watching, thank you very much, and Brian, thank you very much for introducing me to this weirdness.